Spyrals ain't dead yet. Again. So with this Spyral deck profile, I went ahead and updated for you guys, especially now that Spyrals are, more, not Spyrals, but Sky Striker cards are more accessible, especially the Engages. That's why Engage was not in the last deck profile, because it was too expensive. But now that it's more accessible in the Megatins and the Battles of Legends, like Relentless Revenge, or Heroes Revenge, I should say, I just combined it with the Spiral cards. And then, especially because Spyrals, have been hit really hard with the ban list, and then now Sky Strikers are really hit too. But Spyrals are still topping. But it's more of a fun build you can try. Spyrals is still very, you always hear them popping up in regionals and YCS, and then Sky Strikers just always somehow win. But yeah, let's go ahead and start with the deck profile. So with this deck, there's not a lot of monsters. I don't run the Ray because I rely on the Hornet drones for that. And yeah, it's a pretty low monster count that we run in this deck. It's a lot of spells, obviously. So for the first card, we're gonna run 3 Super Agents. This is your spell and trap removal. If you can get his effect off, that'd be great. Summon him, get a free summon. You can start going with the double helix plays. So Super Agent, pretty self-explanatory while you run the deck. And then we also run 3 Spiral Tough. Before, when this deck first came out, I didn't really use too many of the Toughs, but now with the way Quick Fix and drone's been hit, you kind of have to run 3, especially because you could just destroy anything with Tough. So that's why Tough's really good, because Super Agent only destroys spells and traps, and Tough can destroy anything. Now for some 1-ofs, we play 1 drone and 1 Quick Fix. I do miss the days when Quick Fix was at 3. You did so much searching with this deck, it was ridiculous. So it's understandable why it's at 1. Also drone as well, because you could manipulate your opponent's deck to get your effects off. So, but yeah. And then for other 1-ofs, we got 1 Master Plan, 1 Sleeper, and 1 Last Resort. Master Plan, I mean, you don't. It's not at 1 or anything, but you only run 1, even though it has a really good effect. But once you resolve it once, you're kind of good to go. Sleeper is just more of like one of those annoying cards to get rid of, especially if you equip it with the Last Resort, because then it becomes kind of an indestructible card, somewhat. And then just to interrupt your opponent's really good, so he's good. And then Last Resort just there just to equip itself. Even if you equip it to like a Super Agent or something, it's pretty good. Alright, and then for another monster I like running, this is more for the Sky Striker cards. I do play 2 Juraghetto, especially like if it's that late game and like you have because sometimes you kind of either see the Sky Striker cards or you see the Spiral cards. So one thing I was thinking is using Juraghetto, especially if like you can only summon like Sky Striker, like Kagari or Shizuku. You can use this to get over something, because they get boosts or your weakens your opponent's monsters. But if you summon Hayate, you can summon this with Hayate out, and then you can attack directly for 2,500. So that's why I like Juraghetto. And also you get some life point boost. So if let's say you're into time and you're in the battle phase, you can use Juraghetto. So it's pretty cool. Now for the spells, we're gonna play 3 Big Red. It's like a monster reborn for Spyral, so why not run 3? Yeah, it's just a good card, and you can search it out with the Quick Fix, so it's dope. Alright, and then for some other Spyral cards, I still play 2 Fully Armed. The only reason, you kind of need to fill some space in with this deck. But I still like one Fully Armed, because if you can attack over something with like a Super Agent or a Tough, with this, you can potentially get rid of 2 cards. And the second card it gets rid of, doesn't have to be, it won't target, so it can be pretty, if something can be targeted, you can use this to get rid of it, as long as you can run over a monster. So that's why it's really good. And it's just, like I said, it's just more for the grind game. And then the 1-of, I play 1 Assault just in case you can get it to your hand with Master Plan, or if you see your opening hand, get rid of it from your hand and then special summon something from your hand, just to start with the double helix place. So that's why you just run the 1. And then the 1 Spiral Resort, obviously, for obvious reasons, this card's really good. The thing is, why it's so broken is because it doesn't have to be when it's activated; it can be whenever. So that can be really, that can be really cool. So, and then you can't target Spiral cards, so that's why Spiral Resort is really good. And it's at 1 for a reason. All right, now on to the Sky Striker cards. I only run 2 engages just because we do have a good amount of Sky Striker cards in here. but you do sometimes do a lot of drawing or like a lot of searching. So I just run the 2 just because in case you don't have the 3 spells, as long as you have to search, you're okay. And yeah, so you can just kind of search for anything, especially now that Widow Anchor is down to 1. Kind of sucks, but it's understandable. But yeah, I only just run 2 because, I mean, we do run a good amount of Sky Striker spells, but you don't need 3, you know, because then it can become kind of dead if you just have a bunch of Sky Striker spells in your hand. You can't really do anything with them, especially with the Spyral cards, you know. And then 1 Widow Anchor, because Widow Anchor is really good. And then for destruction, I still run 2 Afterburners and 2 Jamming Waves. So Afterburners there in case you can't get over a monster to like start your plays. Especially if you need to get rid of just that like monster negate, and like you can negate like a monster card. Afterburners is there for that. Or Jamming Waves really good, especially like late game. If like let's say they have something set and they have a monster on the field, you know, you could always activate this, destroy that, plus a monster, so you get, you know, bonus, you know, the +1 I guess advantage from it. And then Afterburners just there just in case you just need to get rid of that 1 monster, just so you can start with your plays. Because sometimes if they do have a big board, it can be kind of hard to like break your opponent's board. And then for other cards, we play 2 Shark Cannon. This is a good DD. You can use this like a DD Crow, or you can use it to bring a monster to your side of the field from your opponent's graveyard, and then you can either use it for Link Fodder or XC material, whatever you want to use it for. So that's why Shark Cannon is really good. Alright, and then for the broken ones, we play 1 Horner Drones for a multi-roll. Horner Drones just kind of gets play started. Multi-roll is good because let's say if you do have like the Spiral mission cards, the trap or the spell, you could always set it and then activate multi-roll, and then you can send it so your spells can get negated for the turn. But that way you have it in the grave and you can start using it to summon something from the grave or something from your hand. So that's why multi-roll's in here. And then Horner Drones is just a good card. Alright, now for generic spells, we play 1 Rhoda because Super Agent and Tough are warriors. 1 Terraforming because you do want to see a Spiral Resort. Sometimes you don't want to see it in your opening hand, only because if you can get the double Helix play off and you get Master Plan out from the deck, you want to resolve Master Plan's effect to add a Resort and a Spiral monster. So, and it's mandatory, so you have to not have Spiral Resort in your hand in order to resolve it. So, so this depends how the duel's going. But still, if like let's say you can't Master Plan, you can't use Master Plan, you still want to get Resort. And then 1 Foolish Burial Goods, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 1-for-1, and a Burial. Foolish Burial just to send the spells and traps. Monster Reborn to extend, 1-for-1 because you want to get Quick Fix out, you want to get Drone out as fast as possible. And then the Burial is just there because, like let's say if you do banish the Quick Fix, you have a way to try to get it back. Because Quick Fix I think is still too good of a card to not have at your disposal, especially late game, because late game it can get grindy, and if you can get that access to Quick Fix back, it can kind of maybe turn the swing of things. And now for traps, run 2 Rescue because this you can summon from the grave. And then the last card I'm running is 1 Utility Wire. I didn't know what else to put in the deck, so I thought I might as well put the Spiral Gear Utility Wire in here because you can search it off Quick Fix effect, especially if you already searched like Big Red and things like that, and if you have like a Super Agent or Tough out there and you set this, you have some kind of disruption, especially if it's like destruction removal. This can be pretty clutch, so that's why it's in the deck now. Alright, and now for the extra deck, guys. I'm trying to look for it here. Alright, so first cards, we got all the Sky Striker cards. So we got 1 Kagari, 2 Shizuku, and 2 Hayate. Obviously Kagari's at 1, so only run 1. And then Shizuku and Hayate. Hayate is kind of there just for the game ender if you can. Shizuku to get you Sky Striker cards, and then Kagari is just there as a beater and things like that. So that's why they're in the deck. Alright, now for your other extra deck monsters, we got 2 Double Helix. Double Helix is the most broken card in the extra deck. You could, summon something, or you can even add it to your hand if you really want to. So that's why it's really good. You could run 3 if you like, but 2 is good because once you resolve 1, you're good to go. Alright, now for other links, we got 1 Link Karibo because if you have Drone and Quick Fix, you could always link it away if you have nothing else. You sit on Link Karibo. The one card I'm trying is the blocker. The only reason why I run these cards is because sometimes if they do get rid of your Spiral Resort, you want to get a way to get it back from the graveyard. So that's the reason why I have him in the deck. Could be a little hard sometimes if you use like a tough and Spyral super agent, because it counts as super agent on the field. So that's why it can be harder. But if you can summon this card, especially after Resort's gone, it can be pretty clutch, and you can get your Resort back. And then for other cards, we run some Nightmares. So we got one Cerberus, one Phoenix, one Unicorn. Just in case you need to spin something, destroy something with these two, and then spin some with Unicorn. You gotta have Nightmares. And then for other cards, I still like running the one Sylvan Princess Sprite, because especially if you summon back Quick Fix with its own effect, it gets banished afterwards. So if you have Drone out there, you could exceed into this, and then you could excavate the top card, Dispel Trap, add it to your hand. Other than that, you send it, and I think that's still pretty good, just because you could, dig kind of pot of duality in a way through your deck. So that's why I still like running her, and also to get around Quick Fix's effect. And then for last two monsters, we won one Boral Sword and one Borreload. This deck can be either control or OTK, I believe. So Borreload, if it's that kind of game state, or if you're able to go for game, you got Boral Sword. And usually you have like a sleeper out there anyway, so it'll be easy to resolve Boral Sword's effect. So yeah, they're really good. But that's it for the deck profile, you guys. Let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Make sure you share this video with your friends if you like Spyrals, or if you like Sky Striker deck profiles. Make sure you check out all our other videos on YugiBOOM. Make sure you check out that TCG Player affiliate link down in the comments below if you want to buy some cards. And thanks for watching, and have a good one.